Hi, Bo here from High Tech Investment, and welcome back to the channel where today I'm asking the question in here, can this really make you money? And what we are looking at here today is a couple of indicators that are actually combined, and now it also looks like it's going to be an EA for the future. It is still not. It is still very much in beta testing. But exactly how this started, well, expert Forex and Alex, a trader for more than 20 years, sent out recently this particular video in here explaining some indicators on multiple MA, multiple moving average, and then also the MACD, and how you could actually try to catch the trends in here. I'll make sure that the link to the video description will be below. We have also downloaded that particular indicator in here, and what we got out of it is what you see on the screen right here. Looks quite nice, and it's easy to see the trends as they are coming in. This particular one here was on the US dollars on a 4-hour chart. So we are talking about long-term timelines, 4 hours. Obviously, you can also try them on shorter timelines if that is what you actually want. But most of the running trends, that is where you normally find the money. And that's what I'm going to show you here today, exactly how we have been testing it and exactly what we got out of it. Now, there's this particular video here too, where then expert Forex and EA Factory that also helps program these particular EAs have now combined the two, multiple moving average and the MACD in here, into a beta testing EA. And that is the one that you're going to actually see today, how that operates. Indicators are nice, but you have to sit and wait for the right signals and then enter the trades. Obviously, it's a lot easier with EA, robots, expert advisors, whatever it is you want to call them. They do it as long as you have made the work behind the scenes work for you, so that you know that even though if you're sleeping, if you're at work, then you can still make money at the end of the day. So all the details and information, well, they are right here. So Alex has also sent out a full list of all the different currency pairs he's been testing. Timeframes, as I just mentioned before, is 1 hour, 4 hour. And we are also going to be testing on the 1 hour charts. We're going to use the Japanese currency pairs up against a few other ones, because we have seen in recent, basically both weeks, month, and even the last almost 6 months, that the Japanese yen has been actually weakening against almost every single currency pair it's traded up against. So there should be a lot of money to be had in here. But at the same time, this particular one is also US compliant. That means it only does one trade at a time. So have that in mind also. The end of the day, that is what a lot of traders would like to see. They don't want to do the grid trading because it can have the huge drawdowns. Here you can definitely control it. And I'm going to show you exactly how the EA is set up, so you can see which tools you have to play with. So the EA has the usual setup that we have seen before from expert Forex. We have the variables, so all the different types of indicators that are being used. And then we have the values. The values are the one when we're then doing the backtesting. These are the numbers that are being used. And then when we optimize, we have the starting phase. In this particular case, MA1 period in here starts at 2. Then we have the steps of 1, and then it continues to test up until 10, and it goes for the rest also all the way down. This particular template was set up by expert Forex already, so giving you these particular steps and starts and stops also in here for testing. You can obviously go well beyond that particular one also to see if you can find some better settings. We have also done that, and obviously there is variables in here also depending on what type of currency pair that you are actually using. In order to make it slightly easier, you'll then see it's broken down in the MA indicator settings. So that is the first section in here. And you can have up to moving average periods up to 14. So again, all these numbers here pretty much explains how this has to happen. Then you have the MACD indicator settings on the second box. Then you have your trading logic settings in here, called not allowed for entry in here, and then the second MA used for the crossovers that you have. You have your position management, so initial stop loss and take profits in here. So again, this is one trade at a time. And then you have the position sizing. Again, lot sizing, manual lot sizing in here. You can also take part of a risk percentage. So every single time you're making extra money, the lot size will change. Ours normally always stays the same in these particular cases, just to test them up against each other. So with 0.1 in here for a $1,000 account. And then you have the break even parts where you can move the stop loss to the break even. Once you have a bit of profits in here, you can lock in the profits. You have the trailing stop, or you can use also dynamic stops or dynamic targeting in here also to try and get some extra profits out of it at the end of the day. So this is pretty much the entire setup, and these are also the settings that you see on the screen here that is being tested. So the MT4 platform looks like this. We have the program actually set up here already, so it is actually trading live. We have the FX Blue, and then we have the indicator here also showing the items at the moment. If we just make that one a bit smaller, you can see it looks pretty much the same here. It's just painted in yellow, so it's not so visible versus the multiple MA in here. Then at the bottom on the tester itself, we have the MA not trader. And then you can see we set up for the US Japanese. We are actually using control points, so that is not for the full testing, but this is to show you in a sec how it actually works when we run it in visual mode. Otherwise, if we are using every single tick, it's going to take a bit too long. So we're just going to cheat and basically show you what it looks like when it starts trading. Now that the visual test is actually done in here, we're going to start off 1st of April. That was the test we had. We can notice here that we have one. Let's see if we make this a bit bigger. Let's see again, we're starting 1st of April. In here, we can see that we put in a sell, actually went the wrong way. And then we had another one, and that was then on the positive side. So the moving average, you will see it up here, and the MACD, that is at the bottom here, basically swapping. You can see it runs very, very similar to what we actually see from the MA, and again, going into zero. So those are the items to look out for. We can see there was another sell in here, even though it was only a small spike we had on the MACD. We have a closer look. It didn't pick up that particular trend as it looked. So clearly we can do better with the settings. We have the same thing here. In here we had sells, so they didn't turn out to be anything other than pretty much even or zero. Then it was opening up on an early trend here. Maybe a bit too early, should have been over here instead, but that's actually where we had the crossovers, just a small one from just above to below, and it seemed to pay off quite nicely. And then we looked, there's another one, and we didn't catch that particular trend, but this one we did. So again, it ended up being a nice positive one. We have another buy in here, also that one turned positive, so it looks pretty good. Then nothing for this particular part, and then we have a sell that basically ended early, so the trend went the other way again. And here we didn't have any entries, but we had a buy entry up here. So we're now in the middle of May, so we can see there's not too many trades. Also here, small little trade, slightly positive on the sell side. Another one here comes in, and they are quickly out of those particular ones again. So we have a bit more of a trend here. So this one actually flicked in, and it's supposed to do a sell, and we had to get out of that one for the stop loss. Came back with the buy, and again, nothing happened on the first trend with the crossover. So looking at the settings, for sure something to improve. We have sell also in here. That turned to be a quite positive one. And then nothing here for a bit. We have the next one. That was a buy going slightly in the wrong direction. Closed. And then we have a sell that came in and it looked like we could have gotten a bit more out of it with, again, the dynamic take profits. In this particular case, I think it was slight retracement just on that particular candle in here. And we can see the next ones are also good. Buy, we got out of that one slightly positive, but then the next one is really good, really positive. And we can continue that particular trend. We have another one here, a good sell went through, a very quick on the buy side also. And again, another one on the buy up here. So it doesn't look too bad. We have a sell and that went the wrong way, so stopped out, but we quickly made that up with the next buy. In here, we're now in mid-July. And if we just go quickly through it, so that was a buy, went the wrong way. The sell then made up for it. We have another sell down here. So again, some of these ties and knots, you can see that part of it stops in between here. You can also see the MACD becomes quite low. You don't have the big peaks, but here we get a peak as we are turning over, and then the buy comes in and cashes in, and then it actually drops again. The MACD is getting pretty much flat, but we did open one in this particular case, and it still became a positive one. We have a very good sell over here, so came in not exactly as we just had the crossover, took a bit longer, but we came into it, and that also made a very nice profits. So you can see that that comes in. That looks like a very nice waterfall here. Unfortunately, things went so fast. Doesn't look like the EA actually cashed in anything here. Then we have one sell that we came out of, just slightly positive. And from here on, we had a buy, so that was a good one. And again, some sideways trading, and it looks like it didn't do too many trades. We have one here, a sell, and again, we're making a bit of profits on that. And we're now coming to the end of the testing. We have a very good one in here. And funny enough on the MACD, so that is not the turnover point. It should have been down here if that was the case, or it should actually have entered right here as it turned around again. But it didn't, so again we have to look at the settings. But a very good trend was caught in here. Same thing on the other side. That trend should have been picked up somewhere over here, but we had a good sell. There's another one, but that went in the wrong direction, so we're quickly out of that one. There's a little buy in here, and we are now coming up to the middle of October. Another buy goes the wrong way, quickly being replaced by a sell. Another sell that goes in the right direction, and then we have a buy that looks good, and then we have another buy, and then we have a sell over here. So the last three in here has been positive. It didn't cash in as much as it could. You can see it actually used some of the trailing stops in here, or dynamic stops, to make sure that we actually ended up on the positive side. And then we can try and again go and have a closer look in this particular case at the graph. So this is the balance versus equity up here. We started off with a $1,000 account and ending up here with 2,592. That particular report here says that from April until basically end of now October, we made 1,589. It has profit trades of 75%. And basically maximum drawdown, this is again on a $1,000 account, 115, so very much under control, 7.33. So you can obviously tweak it, but let me just run a quick test also here with the every tick and see how much actually changes. So the every tick is done. Took a couple of minutes in here. Again, user data is the same data as we had here before. If we go and have a look at the graph, it still looks quite nice. So we don't have huge dips. We have a few trades that are going against us, but then very quickly things are going in the right direction again. So it looks like a really good trend overall. And if we have a look at the report now, so we have the tick modeled in here, 99.9%, and that confirms some of the numbers we had before. So the net profit is actually higher now with 1,619. And then we can see also maximum drawdown, 113.7%. So that's pretty good. Profitable trades is actually 77. So again, very good numbers to start off with just for these particular simple tests in here. So that actually looks good, but let's just try another currency pair and see if that's actually the same conclusions we can come to. Now for the second test, we are using the Great British Pounds Japanese, also here again on the 1 hour time frame. I've just scrolled forward until 1st of September just to show you again on this particular currency pair how that actually works out. Again, we have the multiple moving average up here. We have the MACD, and let's make this just slightly bigger so everybody can see what's actually going on. We have a positive buy in here, and again another positive buy. That for some reason actually continues, so you can see it's already in a trend, and then it closes off the trend, it starts it again, even though the MACD just takes a dip down, but then it continues to go, gets out of it, and on the other side it now sets in a sell. We have also a sell here, but unfortunately that goes the wrong way, quickly changed over to a buy, and then you're cashing in here. It has a bit of a confusing part. So again, here we have a sell, goes the wrong way, and then we have a buy also going the wrong way in this particular case, but then cashing in the other way just as quick again. So it doesn't follow completely, but again, that is the setup so that we have to work on a bit in the future. We have a sell also here as the trend is moving downwards, so that is good, but we should have been all the way down here. We can see also we have another sell, so we're doing well here, another buy, we're doing well there, and then we have another sell coming in, losing out on that particular one, so that was not good. Another sell that goes in the wrong direction also here, but so third time lucky, I guess. We are now getting a sell in, and that ends up on the positive side. We have a buy that is pretty much just straightforward. It should have actually picked it up again here instead, and then followed that particular trend. So definitely a lot of work still to be had, and there should also have been one that has gone the other way. So basically at the crossover, we should have been able to pick that particular one up before this huge spike came in. We noticed here another sell, so that goes well. We have a buy that goes well. Another sell also positive, and we have a buy positive, and then we can see there's a long trend, and the sell is good. The buy doesn't go so well, so it is actually the MACD is actually minimizing, and then all of a sudden it is actually going again. So that means this time around we put in a sell, and we have quite a few sell in here. That's a 0. That one is a slightly positive. And then we have a buy here that goes in the right direction. It would have been nice if we could have ridden the wave all the way up to the top, but that didn't work out. Here again, we have a buy going in the wrong direction. We have a sell going in the wrong direction also here. So clearly there's still a lot of things to be had. We have a buy in here, so that's good. Overall, it looks like it's following the trend most of the time, but clearly not all the time. We even have a buy that went very quickly and then replaced by a sell again here. So EA got very confused, and then we end up with another buy in here. And the last one that has been done is also a sell that has gone in the right direction. If we again have a look at the graph and see where we are, the graph doesn't look too bad. It looks like we're slowly but surely making a bit of money all the time. Minor losses only, and then a nice positive trend all the way through here, and then it continues to go up. Let's have a look at the report. Again, this is not the tick data right now. So again, tech net profits 1,574. We have profitable trades is 72%. So hopefully that would be a bit better. So let me just run this particular one here on the every tick. So our every tick test has been finalized. Let's go and have a look at the graph. And again, we can see the graph looks very similar to what we just saw here before. It is going a bit on the wobbly side, I would say. So we have a few losses, but we continue again to make profits, and luckily more profits than losses. We have a very good trend right here, so catching up. So that looks really, really good. And then it goes a bit sideways and then starting to cash in again. So definitely not too bad of a graph overall. Net profits is a bit below what we just tested before, 1,429. Maximum drawdown, $132, 6.32%. So that's well below what we should expect, basically, on the $1,000 accounts. Again, you can tweak it up. Profitable trades, we have 109 profitable trades, but that's 69.8% on the percentage overall. So we would like to get into the at least the 70s, if not low 80s for this particular one. But it looks like there is some very good opportunities with this particular EA. And again, the profit is not too bad when you're considering you're only opening one trade here at the time, and you can obviously accelerate that even further. So one of the ways that you can actually produce even more profits, apart from what I've shown you here right now, where we're using a lot size of 0.1, well, you can go in with a certain percentage. There is room for it on the drawdown, at least during the testing phase in here. And then you can add another couple of percent. So that means every single time that you are winning, you will actually increase your lot size. If you are losing, then you will decrease your lot size. That will accelerate the accounts, hopefully build up as you go forward, especially if you are profitable, similar to what I've just shown you in here now. And that's why also you can get to a lot higher numbers in here if you actually are ready to trade it. Otherwise, you can start off with $1,000, similar to what we have done, a drawdown of less than 10%, and then just one trade at a time. So it means that you are in control at all times. And that is exactly what you should be, because don't forget, you and you alone are responsible for your own Forex trading. I'm simply showing you just this particular beta testing in here, what we have done, how we have tested, and also the results that we have gotten out so far. So what I suggest for you to do is also go on the Expert Forex website, maybe have a look at the indicator or the EA. It will, however, come out now in a new format. The beta testing will stop at the end of the month, but at least it has given you a bit of a detailed information on exactly how that EA works, what kind of profits you can expect from it. And from there on, you can obviously go and buy it once it's released, test it out, and see if you can even do better than me. So that is what I had in this video. I hope that you liked it. Please give us a thumbs up and a comment if you already have some extra results, even better results, or you have other experience with this particular EA during our beta testing. I would like to hear from you. Otherwise, I hope to see you on one of my next videos. Until then, bye bye.